while Jesus was teaching, maybe some among the crowd brought up that issue of Galileans whose blood Pilate had mingled with their sacrifices. And Jesus clarifies about this misunderstanding of suffering. Jesus says to them, "Do you think that these Galileans suffered are worse sinners than all other Galileans? Or for that matter, those 18 who were killed by the Tower of Siloam were worse offenders than all others in Jerusalem?" Now all of us tend to compare the sufferings to the punishment, because that is how we see our human experiences, rewards and punishments. Anything should fall between these two categories. We'll understand little more in our first reading. Moses sees the bush blazing and yet not consumed. Because for us is fire needs to consume. Fire needs to burn something, but it may not be necessarily for God. For God, sufferings may not be the punishment. For God, fire may not be for the burning. Moses is being given a call to redeem the people of Israel from the bondage of these Egyptians. And God says to Moses, "I have observed the misery of these people. I have heard the cries of these people. I know their sufferings." Which means God did not abandon them. Though they were suffering, God is watching over them. God is listening to their cry. God is with them. So even as they suffer, God is present with them and appoints Moses to work for him. Now we need to understand that Moses is quite old at this time. But God has been working right even at his birth. The way he was being saved by his mom, protected, left in that river Nile in a reed basket, picked up by Pharaoh's daughter, given to this real mother to nurse, and again raised at Pharaoh's house in the palace, kills an Egyptian, runs away. And maybe after decades, God makes things visible. In all this invisible way, God is still working. And that's what happens with our own suffering. Not that God leaves us or abandons us, but God is always at work. When Moses asked God, "What should I tell them if they ask me, what's the name of this God? Or who exactly sent you?" God says, "Tell them, I am who I am." His name is I am who I am, which means He is always present. There's no time of the past and the future. So God is always present with us in our sufferings. Not that He will be present, but always is. We'll understand better when we tend to see in the whole perspective. If we see only the coaching part of an athlete or a sports person, we tend to see it as suffering. But when you see this coaching and the practices and the performance and the rewards all as one picture, you will understand that coaching is not suffering. That's how God trains us. God coaches us. God forms us for something better. And lastly, when Moses sees these flames and the burning bush, it was not consumed. So too is our suffering. In suffering, we may feel we are in flames, but know that we are not consumed. Because God's grace is enough for us. He knows what's best. He will stretch us to the extent that we grow better than before. So let us trust God and feel His presence with us.